We're looking here at verse 8 of chapter 4 of the Gospel of John. We're in the midst of the discussion concerning Jesus and his conversation with the woman of Samaria. Jesus has parked himself there at the well, which is outside the little town of Sychar or Sukar, and as he is waiting there, he's approached by a woman. There comes a woman, we hear, from Samaria, who is planning to draw some water, and Jesus puts to her a rather unexpected request, especially given the relationship commonly applying between the Jewish men especially and a Samaritan woman, when he requests of her a drink. And so we pick up the story explaining why it was that Jesus is making this request, because we hear hoi. This is the plural nominative masculine of the definite article the. Here's the soft conjunction for the mathetai, the disciples out to of him, apaleleutheson. This is from aperkamai, which means to go away. This is the third person plural, pluperfect, active indicative, somewhat unusual. We would render it into Egypt, for the disciples of him, or his disciples, had gone away, had departed, eis, tain, polin. Eis, of course, the preposition into, tain, the definite article, feminine, accusative, singular, polin. We've seen that word before. Polis, the word for city, as in a metropolis, metropolitan, of course, all of those words, politics, police, all of them come from this Greek word polis. This is the accusative singular, so into the city. Hina takes the subjunctive, which we find here, in order that trophos, a word that can mean meat originally and was generalized to mean food by the time of this writing. And then this subjunctive, this is the third person plural, subjunctive, and it is from the Greek word agorazo. You know the word agora, the word that was applied to the Greek marketplace. Agorazo simply means to purchase. This is the third person plural aorist, active subjunctive, and so it's in order that they might purchase food. So the reason that Jesus is there by himself is because the disciples have departed to purchase food. This was permissible under Jewish law. Some rabbis were much more restrictive than others as to the degree to which commercial transactions could be conducted between Jewish people. For example, buying food and Samaritans, but there was at least sufficient latitude that what the disciples were doing here was not outright impermissible under standard applicable Jewish rules. There is some question how it was exactly that this conversation was learned. Did Jesus tell John about it later? Some have speculated, and probably with good reason, that John may have actually remained behind. We don't necessarily have to surmise that all of the apostles, all of the disciples had gone into this city. It wouldn't take that many to buy lunch, and so it could be that others stayed around, and very likely John may have been listening quietly off in the corner as this conversation ensued. He might have been a little surprised when Jesus takes up a conversation with a Samaritan woman, but then I suppose by this time in the career of Jesus and John's experience of it, nothing much surprised him, and so he silently listens, taking notes as he witnesses this conversation unfolding.